All right, guys, you are welcome to today's podcast, the Benifo 247 Business Podcast. On this podcast is where we talk about businesses you can start right now in Benin Republic and you start to make huge amounts of profit doing this business. And today's business is one very important business to start. Like this business had made so much money for the country entirely. And people who are into this business in particular, let's talk about car sales business, right? So when it comes to car sales business, I know we all have our perspective about car sales business in Benin Republic. Madam Samiat, what is it about car sales business in this country?
This country has been ranked in the 90s, like late 90s, as the 97th highest importers of car in the world.
Wow.
And we did generate over 343 million of CFA in terms of revenue related to this importation of car.
Wow.
So we started initially with the hinterland countries, which include Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, accessorily Mali, because Mali was importing partly through Benin, through Togo, and through Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
So, but later on, around 2015, we reached the peak of the revenue that were made in this business, because by that time, Benin Republic was controlling about 63,000 of vehicle imported that was assigned to Nigeria. So it was only in 2015.
Yes.
That was the time when Benin reached the peak of importation of vehicle
To other countries.
to Nigeria.
Okay.
Because around that time, 63% of the vehicles that were directed to Nigeria were coming from Benin Republic. That was in 2015.
Now, when you say direct to Nigeria, does this include used vehicles or brand new vehicles?
Used vehicle.
All right.
Because there's a huge gap actually between revenue that's made from used vehicle and then brand new vehicle.
All right, Ms. Joshua, what is your perspective about cars?
Actually, something I wanted to ask.
Yes.
Concerning the aspect that she said, Benin Republic is part of one of the countries that have the highest importation of cars.
Yes.
I don't know, when you say highest importation of cars, do you include both the used and the new cars, or?
It's both of them. But the majority of cars that are imported are used cars. Yes.
Okay. So, with you saying coming from Benin Republic to Nigeria is more of the used cars, does that mean which means Nigeria imports more of the brand new cars than the used cars directly?
No, Nigeria was not coming to the majority of Nigerians who were coming to Benin were not coming to buy brand new cars. They were actually coming to buy used cars.
Yes, which means they import new cars directly through their own port.
It is no. Around that time, the port was closed. The port of Lagos was closed.
Wow. Okay.
So that was a major factor that drove a lot of people to Benin. So remember when I told you that the first agreement that was signed were between Benin, Niger, and Burkina Faso.
Yes.
Those countries do not have ports.
Yes.
So it was the competitiveness of the Benin ports that allowed us to be able to reach that. So if Nigeria did not close, the Lagos port was not closed, we wouldn't have had Nigerians coming to Benin.
As I've always thought, for me, Benin Republic, yes, just as you say, it's more of the used cars. And that's what I've always thought of as when it comes to getting cars from Benin Republic. Including, it shows many things that come from Benin Republic. I just feel anything that they say is coming from Benin Republic is used. Yes. Yes, to be frank. That was then. To be frank, that is before I came into Benin Republic. And now when I came into Benin Republic, I start seeing companies like big companies that are selling brand new cars. A lot of them on the way. When I came in, I was like, who will buy all these cars? That's my thoughts. Like, who will buy all these cars? Because I know Benin Republic with second-hand stuff second-hand cars, second-hand clothing, second-hand, shoes, all those things. That's how I know Benin Republic. But when I came in and I saw Benin Republic selling new cars and used cars, though the used cars is more than the new cars, and their cars are cheap. That's number one.
Do you mean the brand new cars?
No. I mean the used cars. Okay. They are cheap. That's one. And secondly, they are more durable. I've had discussion with some people from Nigeria. There is people that actually come here to buy car from Benin Republic, used cars, and take it to Nigeria. I've had discussion with one or two, and they were like, they prefer buying cars from Benin Republic than in Nigeria. It's not just because of the price, but also because of the durability. They said the Benin cars have this, there is no much change in the things in the car, such as the bearing, the wheels, and the steering. But they say the ones that come into Nigeria directly is kind of more damaged and then fixed in Nigeria. Some of them, they even have to change the steering and fix it back. So that's why they mostly come down to Benin Republic to buy those used cars.
Call it non-accidented cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so like with respect to that, the reason is because of the origin of the cars. First, the origin of the cars matters. And naturally, in Francophone environment, we are geared towards certain level of taste, certain standard and quality when we are buying goods and services. So you will see that people, where is this thing coming from? And the choice of the operating the logistic, the shipping company also matters a lot. This thing works it's a network actually. Like when you have among the importers, you have the typical Beninois, and they'll have their network of shipping companies, and they have the Lebanese people also, who also have their network of shipping companies. But for you to get the best quality of a car and like top qualities of car, they come from Germany, Belgium, and Netherlands.
Wow.
So those kind of cars, they are more durable because of the kind of brands, and there are about two to three shipping companies that are handling
Those
the shipping from those, like the main harbor that it comes from, the Belgium one, the one from the Netherlands, and the Germany one. It leaves the harbor from the Netherlands. So the shipping companies make sure that it brings the goods intact, because the operators, the importers here cannot afford to have damaged cars here and now have to fix the cars. It's too expensive for them.
True.
So there's no need for you to bring an accidented car, pay duties on it, and then expect to be able to fix it. Who is going to buy it from you?
That's a lot of yes. Okay. And again, with you saying calling Belgium, Germany, I think, and those countries produce a lot of cars. Yeah. Those countries produce more durable cars too, compared to USA. USA cars are hard to see in Africa. Yes, USA cars are hard to see in Africa because the parts are expensive than every other countries. So they hardly see it.
So because of the Nigerian demand, there has been an increase in the sales, importation of USA based like cars. Okay, about 180 million cars is spent to bring cars from USA because of the Nigerian demand.
Wow. Even with the exchange rate?
This statistic is from 2 years back.
Okay, before the exchange rate.
Yes, before the exchange rate.
Now let's get into this. Okay. So far we have been discussing about the limiting beliefs that people have concerning Benin Republic and the car business, right? So the limiting belief number one is just that people just thought that Benin Republic, once you come here, everything you have here is used, right? But we now understand that that is not the case, right? Another thing is that the cars here, now you just told us about the reason why the cars here are of high grade and of high quality, because they cannot even afford to import accidented cars for them to fix and now try to sell it. So they just better get cars that are better and now sell it. You see, that gives a very important that gives a very important understanding about the reason why we have high quality cars that comes into the country. All right, so now let's go for people who want to start this business, or let's say people in Cotonou want to start this business now and they want to go into it, or people who are in Nigeria or in Burkina Faso, who are in other parts of Africa, South Africa, and they want to go into this business and they want to use Benin Republic as a place of starting. What is the requirement? How can they go about starting car business? Then later we'll talk about how those people can be able to link up to Benin Republic-based car dealers and work with them. Let's talk about how to start the business here in Benin Republic first.
Okay, so like in the industry of car business, we have different elements to take in consideration, which include the car itself. We have the car rental part of the industry, and we have the spare part of vehicle, sales of spare part of vehicle, which is also a big chunk of the business. So,
but that again, that is pioneered by the Nigerians, the Igbo tribe of Nigerians in the country.
exactly, the spare parts are from, like, people trust more the Igbo people when they are buying the spare part of the cars.
Okay.
So anybody who wants to start the business, like, it's very simple. Like, the Benin government has made a lot of effort to simplify the procedure for registration.
For registration of people here in Benin Republic, or for the registration of people, anybody
Who wants to register a company in Benin can do it, like, online. That's the first.
Yes, who want to register any company, not just for cars.
Import company, no industry. This is not for industry. It's only for import companies, importation company and export company. So you have to register online. Go through mon entreprise BG. Okay, that gives some data to the statistic companies. A statistic agency that is under the Ministry of Commerce in Benin Republic. So you register with them directly online, and after that, you're going to register with the Chamber of Commerce. You register with the Chamber of Commerce and you get a free, you enter some information in order to get your importer's card. Yes, that will allow you to be able to, but then when you are doing the registration, the domain, I have to draw your attention on the fact that the sector of activity that you are choosing, there is one registration per sector of activity.
Okay.
So it's not like you are going to register your company, list down plenty of sector of activity and get one importer's card for all that. No.
What is your niche? Which area are you going to focus on? Is it spare part business you want to go into? Is it importation of used cars? Or you want to choose to do the rental part of the business where you can be renting your car out? You have to specify where what you want to do so that they can give you the appropriate license for that business. Okay.
Also, is like, once you are registered, you are going to be moved to a directory.
Okay.
And the directory lists down the companies per sector of activity. So that's the reason, the major reason why, because you can mix up, like, it's possible to have the same name of company in 3 different sector of activity.
Yes.
But you can have more than that. Those sector of activity belong to the same industry. If you move out of the industry, you are put somewhere else with a different brand name.
Wow. Okay. So let's assume we have gone through that. I want to start car business, and I've chosen that what I want to go for is the importation of used cars. So what are the process specific to that particular one?
It's not, there's nothing specific about it. Okay. You are still registered under importers regime. Okay. And the same taxation, we don't make it so specific because you are still under Ministry of Commerce. That is where the specification needs to come from. Okay. But you are still under Ministry of Commerce. Directly. There's no other ministry. The only ministry that will be concerned about your activity apart from that is the Ministry of Finance, and that is why you already have to do registration. Yes. The agency of statistics already have your data. The Chamber of Commerce already have. your data. So
So that's for somebody that want to do importation of cars, right?
Yes.
But what if somebody just want to do car business in Benin Republic, like sell cars? Does it really need to go through all those registration? Can't you just go through somebody that is already registered for importation and start getting cars and sell?
it is possible. It is possible, but you are limited in what you can do. When you are doing that, you are staying more or less in the informal sector. You can't have a way in the formal sector without the assistance of the person who is chaperoning you.
Okay.
That's the first element. The second element, most of these used brand new cars are bought by institution. It's not the individual in Benin who are buying them. That is a very small chunk of the population who can actually afford to buy the brand new cars.
Yes.
But the brand new cars are bought by institution who within 2 years, 3 years changes these cars.
True.
So you cannot get to sell to them without proof of like what we call factory normalization. It's a kind of digitalized invoice.
And that shows your registration, your everything. All right.
You will not be able. You can do the business of brand new cars, for example. You will only be limited to function around used cars, and you will not be able to sell to some government officials your used car as well because they need to show your invoice as a vendor, because most of the time they get credit from the bank and they're able to sell pay you over a period of time. So you will not be able to do that one as well.
Okay, let's look at the option of people who are buying cars, for instance, from Nigeria, from Burkina Faso. Those people, we have people who are into car business in those countries. So what they do is that they link up with people who are into car business here.
Yes.
So they make that connection and they can now buy from somebody who is selling from here, and they now take it to Nigeria and sell and now make their effectively what they are doing is just they are like affiliating with the people who have the registration here
Yes.
for them to buy from them
People who have relationship. But one thing I need to to bring you to speed with, like to update you with, is the fact that since the major crisis we had a major crisis with ECOWAS within ECOWAS.
Yes.
Between Niger and Benin Republic. Our importation of cars from Benin Republic through Niger and Burkina Faso has drastically reduced.
That's the exportation.
Yes, like us sending cars to them has drastically reduced. And the other thing is that they now prefer to buy from Togo.
to buy here. That this is current now. This is what is going on
currently.
since the issue of the junta
Exactly.
and all this.
To buy from Togo than buying from us, because at a particular point, for political reason or also for economic reasons.
So now let's talk about how did that impact the economy of Benin Republic, plus the exchange rate.
Okay, a lot of importers actually since the 2018 have left the country. A lot of Lebanese people came here to settle in Benin just to be able to do this business of cars. And at a particular point, I would say that even the Lebanese were more powerful than the Beninese businessmen themselves, because they have that network. You have Lebanese everywhere in the world, and they through their brothers they could get cars of great quality, bring it here at cheapest because they knew the shipping companies who to touch to be competitive in the market. And a lot of them have less since Nigeria started having issue with exchange rate. This is not the first time that we are encountering this issue. We did encounter another blow in around 2016.
Yes.
Where the Naira, so around that time already, a lot of them have already started leaving the country. And this time again, a lot of them also have started leaving the country.
Which means there is also opportunity for people who want to start the business, because the major powerhouse of the business are leaving. So which means it opens an opportunity for new people to jump into the opportunity to jump into the business and start the business. Yeah. So now
I'm thinking like, is it that Nigeria are the main buyers of these cars here in Benin, used car in Benin Republic? Because Currently, yes.
Currently, yes. But we also have a very strong relation with people in charge. People in charge buy the cars from Benin. Even though the volume is not as much as the one for Nigerian.
Nigeria only because of the population. Exactly. Population is the major driver.
Cameroon as well buy their cars, a lot of their cars in Benin. Now, the other countries like Gabon and Congo, they don't buy their cars because they prefer to use brand new cars than using old cars.
Wow. Okay, so now, which means that if you, the people, the listeners, you want to start a car business, your best option is, if you want to come and establish it here in Benin Republic, then you go through the registrations. If you want to affiliate with somebody, why not? You get people who are already into it in the park, and you affiliate with them. They can be able to give you the cars at cheaper rates. Then you can now, they also run the movement of the cars. They can deliver the car to even your clients for you, right, in any part of Africa, and you make the difference. You cannot make your difference from the whole transaction, and that is how car business is done here in Benin Republic, and that is what is making so much money for the people who are into the business. So let's move on to.
I just wanted to add something. There's a new there's some effort that the government is making in order to discourage people from buying like Beninois or other customers from buying brand old cars, and for them to start buying the brand new cars. Okay. That is like subsidy that the government is kind of giving.
That is the amount that they're supposed to buy it for. Maybe they're supposed to buy the car for 7 million. Maybe they cannot make it 5 million. Is that what you mean?
No, that's not the case at all. If you're buying a brand new car, yes, the amount of tax, you get a discount on the tax that you are paying.
It's not totally removed, but it has been reduced.
Exactly. That is the VAT, the equivalent of the VAT has been reduced. The tax that the importers of brand new cars are paying also has been reduced drastically in order to bring down the prices of the brand new cars. And the older your second-hand car is, the higher the taxes on it.
Oh, then what kind of tax are they putting on second-hand cars?
Any car that is older than 20 years is already.
How are they collecting the tax? Is it during insurance or what?
Like from duty.
Okay, if you want to buy it,
you bring the car here. You need to. There's a manifest.
I understand. But after you clear your car, you do all that. They don't collect tax on your car anymore while you are using your car.
You buy your car at the park here, and then you have to clear the tax, clear it before you bring it out.
Now, what you are saying is that when you buy an older car, yes, you now have more. This not like when you are using the car.
No. You pay higher tax when buying the car.
Okay. When it is older, yes. So they are encouraging people to get newer cars. Is that linked to health or anything? Because maybe it's the fact that they would say older cars are more prone to issues and accidents and all that.
Millennium Challenge account is playing a part to this, but that's not the main motivation. The main motivation is to direct the customers to getting better cars, like brand new cars, so that the used car industry doesn't continue to have so much influence on the life of the consumers.
Wow. All right, guys. So I think that is the end of this particular podcast. If you want to have the list of how to do registration, you can have it down there. And also, if you want to get access to car dealers in Benin Republic, we can drop information for you to fill in the information so that you can get list of car dealers and different cars on how to buy your cars in Benin Republic. If you have not watched our video about how to start a tourism business, click here to watch the video. See you in the next one.